Hi, and welcome to the EVGA podcast. I'm Brandon. This is Jacob, and we're here again today. It's Friday, and a week from now we'll be at PAX. So this is going to be our podcast before PAX.
You can say that, yeah.
Yes, indeed. Also, just to kind of get the thought out there, we were considering moving the podcast to Thursdays. We wanted to get your feedback on that. If you have any opinions on whether or not the podcast
should we do Thursdays? What do you think?
If more people want to watch on Thursdays, fantastic. We'll do it Thursdays. If we want to keep it on Fridays, then sure, we'll keep it on Fridays. We'll do whatever you guys prefer.
Brandon likes to go home early on Fridays.
I like to go home every day as early as possible. So pick a day, we'll do it that day. But otherwise, speaking
Saturdays?
No, not Saturdays or Sundays.
All right.
So we are going to be at PAX next week. PAX Friday through Labor Day, so it's a 4-day PAX Prime. We're going to be there at booth 1240. If you're going to be checking out PAX, feel free to stop by, say hi. Me and Jacob and Rob will all be there, so you can say hi, wave at us. Maybe we'll give you a lanyard. If you're really nice, we might give you a shirt, but no promises.
Only if you're really nice.
Really nice. Got to give Jacob a hug, actually. So we're going to be there. We're going to be showing off some stuff. We're going to have a couple 4K monitors, playing a few games. Just check it out, and it should be a fun time.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to at PAX?
That's a good question. I'm not really sure what to expect out of this show. I mean, obviously, I'm sure we'll see some Far Cry 4 stuff.
Yeah, most likely.
So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But
do you think they're gonna have any more Mortal Kombat 10 stuff?
Oh, I'm sure, because they showed stuff at E3 and then they showed stuff at Gamescom. So I'm sure they'll show more at PAX.
If they've got a working demo, are you gonna go out of your way to get to it?
Yes.
All right. Maybe I'll go with you if they got a versus.
Right. We should live stream that.
I'll lose again. Yeah.
We should live stream.
We'll have Rob carry the streaming system on his back.
Yeah.
With Wi-Fi.
So not last week. We didn't do one last week, but the previous week we did talk about doing Street Fighter 4. Not quite gonna do it this time, but we are serious about playing Street Fighter 4. We actually have one of these. So the next one we have. Was that Ultra Street Fighter, the new one?
Yes, the newest one, Ultra Street Fighter 4. That is the one.
I've been practicing it. I'm not very good at it. I'm definitely a lot better at Mortal Kombat than Street Fighter, but
I have not been practicing, but I'm pretty sure I'm better at Street Fighter. Just like you got Mortal Kombat on me, Street Fighter is the game that I excel at as opposed to Mortal Kombat.
All right, so then we're even. So then we need to find a game to break the tiebreaker.
We could Marvel vs. Well, you can't do Marvel vs. Capcom on PC. We could do like King of Fighters. The Steam edition of that just came out.
Dive Kick.
Bring it on. Dive Kick it is.
All right. We got to do Dive Kick on it. I did download Goat Simulator, but we decided, maybe we shouldn't do that.
That's
one.
True. I'm so down for Dive Kick, though. Okay. I saw that, not this last E3, but the E3 before, and it blew my mind when I first saw it. It was a good time. So, apparently we have a question. While we figure out what that question is.
Jacob?
Questions, Rob. The question is gone.
The question is no.
I think the question was if Precision is coming back to Steam, and the answer is yes.
Okay. No tentative date for that, but it will be.
Not yet.
Okay.
It's being worked on very soon. That's all I can really say about that. But
we'll look forward to it when it does come out. Any of you people who like games and like to win stuff, check out our back to school gaming event. It's live, been going on for a little bit now, and you can sign up, play in our servers, get a chance to win some cool stuff, and you never know, you'll run into some of us occasionally. I know I tend to peruse the Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4 servers every now and then.
I was playing last night, Battlefield 4.
Did you? I think I played the night before last, actually. So give that a shot and win some stuff. Plus, have a good time and populate our servers, because that's what we want you to do.
I don't think I can win, though.
You don't think you can win?
I don't think I qualify to win.
Of course not, Jacob. It's because I picked the winners.
Okay.
All right. Well, just keep that in mind. What else is going on? I hear news, pray tell, of maybe some X99 stuff.
Yeah, so we have actually have something here.
Oh.
This is an upcoming motherboard from EVGA, obviously. It's a micro ATX motherboard.
All right, that's the size we haven't done in a while.
A small form factor. So we actually, for this platform, we actually plan to have 3 models.
Okay.
And so we have a micro board, and we have a step above that, and then of course we have the classified one. So a couple of key things about this is it is a new platform, new CPU, new memory, DDR4 memory.
DDR4 is a big deal.
Memory. Of course, it also supports SLI, has M.2, all the great storage features. This board will have 6 SATA 6G ports, but we have other boards with 10.
Oh, wow, that's
And actually, the 2 boards a step above this have 8 DIMMs.
8 DIMMs, you say?
Yeah.
Wow. So what's the maximum memory threshold for that?
I think this one is 64 gigs.
Okay.
And then
That's pretty high
128 on the other one. So
micro.
yeah, you can put a lot of RAM on this.
Interesting. Well, speaking of the DDR4, I believe I saw some sticks of DDR4 that went up to 128 for a single stick.
Yeah. So DDR4 is going to, there's going to be a wide variety of speeds and memory capacities, and in fact, a lot of it is already available today. You can buy it at Newegg and
if we're getting
other retailers.
If we're getting 128 gig sticks, I mean, what does that say for what the maximum memory cap's going to rise to?
Yeah.
I mean, that's, you got a board of 4 DIMMs with 128 each. That's a lot of RAM.
Yeah, and DDR4 is also faster. It starts at a bit of a faster kind of notch than DDR3. I think it starts at 2133. There's 2400 megahertz, 2667.
And DDR3 started at, was it 1066 or 1333?
One of those two.
Yeah, I think
1066.
I think it was 1066 as well. But yes.
Yeah, you'll see memory speeds like 3000, 3200 megahertz.
Just stock, yeah.
And I'm sure even faster than that. So
fantastic.
looking forward to that. It's coming very soon.
So what manufacturers are doing the DDR4 right now?
So today, available today is Corsair, Crucial, and G.Skill, I think, are available today.
Okay.
But I'm sure you'll see more.
Oh, of course. I mean, once it hits
shortly.
the market mainstream, everyone's going to blow up with the DDR4.
Yep.
We've got ourselves a question.
So Axiom for the win. I got Corsair Vengeance 2133 DDR4 for my Z77 FTW, and what was the long question? The XMP profile runs at 2000, which isn't stable, and it doesn't have a 21. Have you heard of this before? So let's see. He has, so his memory's rated for 2133, but XMP should automatically set the 2133 megahertz clock. So I'm not sure why. It seems that XMP is not properly working on that board. I mean, definitely you want to make sure you have the latest BIOS updates. That always helps. But outside of that, I mean,
Possibly set your timings and manually.
Tweaking the memory timings. Memory voltage also is very important. You can usually increase the voltage, but not too. You don't want to go too high, but increase the voltage by a little bit to try to maintain stability. It's general things to try. But you know, certainly if you have more issues with this, make sure to contact our support, and then we can try to help you out.
Of course, like with any problem, pretty much. If you have an issue with any of our products, give our customer service a call. Their job is to make you happy. We really want our customers to enjoy their experience with us. So,
and that's one of the things that we've been doing with the new platform that we just showed is testing all of the memory that's available, making sure that everything works, and you know, you'll continue to see refinements and updates as new memory comes out, and we enable support for it. So
fantastic. Some news on the sale front. We've got torque bundles going on at Newegg right now. We're pretty much bundling the torque mouse with just about everything else we have. We've got them bundled with motherboards, bundled with power supplies, bundled with graphics cards. Check it out. Rob's going to throw the link in the chat right now. Take a peek if you are interested in getting a torque mouse at all and maybe something else.
This one.
Okay, that is the torque mouse. Check it out, and maybe you can find a bundle that fits what you're looking for. Let's see, what else we got on this? 1600 watt power cables.
Yeah, so a lot of people have been asking about this. So we have a sleeved cable set for our G2, P2 power supplies. It currently covers basically 1300 watt and down, so all the way down to 750 G2. 1600 watt, it does actually work for. The sleeved cables actually can work with the 1600 watt, but there's a couple of cables missing.
Okay.
There's a couple extra PCI Express cables that you need in order to have all of them. The full set. So next week we will be making these available.
Isn't there a fourth color?
There's a red.
There's a red set? Okay.
Yeah.
Just making
I don't
sure.
have the red, but you know, we have white, blue, black, and red.
Okay.
So for those of you who have the 1600 watt power supply, check out.
Are there any plans to branch off into any other colors?
We've been looking at it. Before we came out with this, we actually debated between blue and green and decided on blue. But you know, we may
I'm
go back on
personally
that.
a green person myself when
Yeah.
it comes to cabling.
And green's good because it's for NVIDIA, of course.
Well, my entire PC is green,
okay. So
LEDs, green, UV, glow in the dark,
green.
acid slime, pretty much.
Green is green's next on our list, definitely. And then pink.
Okay. Well, as most of you probably know, we recently finished up our anniversary contest, and we did have a Shadowplay contest. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to show you a couple of the videos that won, that we liked personally, maybe discuss them a little bit. So we're going to kick on over to that right now.
Is it working? Okay.
Just maximize it, and we'll start playing it.
So let's see. So let's check out the winner first.
Just maximize it.
So this is the winner. So what did this guy win?
This guy won I believe he won a Titan.
So basically, if you didn't get what the contest was, you capture, what was it, 30 seconds or something?
A 30-second clip, yes.
A 30-second clip of you in a game, to be in a game, and we just went through many entries and picked,
A lot of entries.
picked ones that
I
we liked.
spent quite a number of hours just watching 30-second clips from all of these entries. It was daunting.
All right, so this guy, what's his username, by the way?
I believe that was Wreck-It.
Wreck-It, okay? So this was the winner, and oh no.
An error has occurred. Fantastic. Refresh the page.
All right, well,
Just refresh the page.
let's try that again.
Just refresh. There you go. Ah, we got owned.
All right, well, we'll
All
have
right.
to do that next time.
All right, switch back. We'll do this another time.
But basically, the winner was
Rob,
He-
could you
he-
switch us back to the main
he
feed, please?
he built
JZ
2 cents rig in Minecraft.
Yeah, when we first watched the video, we didn't really quite know where it was going. As we kind of scrolled up into the video, it just shows more and more and more of the actual build. And I've played quite a bit of Minecraft. I'm a fan of it. And even in creative mode, building something like that had to have taken a very, very long time because it is massive. And in the scale of Minecraft, this thing is a skyscraper, but it's a full replica of the PC build. It was really, really neat. For all these videos, you can check them out on the evga.com/15/shadowplay. Scroll
We'll
down.
definitely have to look at this next time because there's some really funny ones
Yeah,
in there too.
yeah. But that was the winner. It was
But we got Sonic walled on this.
pretty
one.
much, yeah, we did. We got owned. It was working before we started, but apparently things have kicked back over. The majority of us here were watching these videos when we had it narrowed down, and that one popped up, and pretty much 75% of the people who watched it were like, "Wow, that one wins."
Yeah.
It was
Definitely put a lot of effort into that,
Yeah.
so I have to commend them on that.
for sure. It was good. Okay. Well, apparently we're working on this, so we might be able to show you the videos in a bit. Let's see. We got another question here. Is there going to be other new things coming with the motherboards for the new DDR4, like a new version of PCIe, like maybe a PCIe 4.0?
No, nothing new on PCI Express side. I will say that the board can support 4-way SLI out of the box.
Okay. What's the lane bandwidth? on
Obviously,
that?
the micro one doesn't
Wow.
because it's too small.
Wow.
But a lot of that stuff we can't really talk about yet.
Okay.
But very soon you will see more on that.
Fair enough. Do those cables work with the 1200 P2?
Yes.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
That's-
G2, the G2 line, any of the G2 lines, P2 lines,
Mhm.
and even if we have a T2 in the future.
I think any of our modular lines, except for what was it, the G1s. Did the G1s also?
G1s, the G1 do not. They're
Okay.
the pins are different,
Yeah.
so the cable actually won't.
Different
fit.
platform.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. So G2 and above.
G2, P2, T2.
Why wasn't the Titan Z
What?
made for consumers with profitable price or prohibitable price?
Yeah, I think for the Titan Z, a lot of that is it does support double precision floating point,
Mhm.
so a lot of it was really geared towards developers. And
Okay.
if you look at it as compared, if you take the card and you compare it to an equivalent, developer card like a Quadro, it's actually
True.
not a bad deal. So
The Quadros are up in the 4, 5, and 6K ranges. So.
yeah, the good news out of all this is that for those of you who are looking for something more affordable, the 780 dual 780 Ti's, I mean, it's an excellent platform and obviously a lot less money. But if you're looking for either the double precision or you're looking for something in a single package, which is, it's dual GPU card, then it doesn't get much better than the Titan Z.
Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, so we've got about 5-10 minutes left. We're still working on getting those videos back up, so keep the questions coming. We'll keep it going until then. How goes optimization for Star Citizen, and what do you think about its engine in general?
I think Star Citizen is CryEngine, isn't it?
I have no idea off the top of my head, actually. I personally haven't looked even a little bit into Star Citizen.
I haven't tried it, but I've seen a lot of the videos and gameplay demonstrations, and it looks really, really awesome. But I know, and I have a lot of friends who are really into it.
I've heard so much hype about the game that I'm almost wary at this point.
But obviously right now it's probably in like alpha or pre-alpha status. So
to me, Star Citizen has that aura of Watch Dogs to me. Where it was super, super, super hyped for a long time, then it was pushed back, and then it was released, and a lot of people didn't like it.
Yeah, but it's I forgot what it's up to on crowdfunding, but it's a pretty astronomical number.
True.
Somebody asked if the voltage can be raised on DDR4, and the answer is yes. So DDR4 has all of the same kind of stuff that you love from DDR3, changing voltages, changing timing, all that kind of stuff.
Pretty much just a beefed up version of the original.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so of course it acts just like DDR3 in that regard. Changing your B clock on your motherboard will also increase the memory frequency. So,
what is your favorite engine to optimize for?
I'm not a developer.
I know. What's your favorite engine in general, though?
Oh, that's a really tough question. I am a huge CryEngine fan. Unreal Engine 4 is actually quite awesome.
I tend to sway towards Unreal 4. As much as a lot of people will call it a cheap way to go, the lighting and reflections in Unreal 4 to me just... I
will say this, that for PAX, if you're going to PAX, we are working with a developer on an unannounced game that we plan to show at our booth, and it is using Unreal Engine 4, and I was really surprised. The lighting is really awesome.
It really is. I mean, the lighting in Unreal 4, you can always tell it's an Unreal Engine game based on the lighting and the reflective surfaces. You look at it and you automatically know, hey, that's Unreal. That's Unreal. It's very distinct, and I just kind of like it.
Yeah. So if I had to pick an engine, I would say it's a toss-up between CryEngine and Unreal Engine 4.
CryEngine?
We'll see what happens with Source.
Yeah.
Because I know there's been rumors about some updates for Source, so we'll see what happens there.
We shall see. We shall see.
The game event?
Okay. Well, let's go back to PAX. So, besides Mortal Kombat, is there anything that you have any interest in?
Well, Far Cry 4, definitely. Talked a little bit about that. I was a huge fan of Far Cry 3.
Yeah,
I
Far
really
Cry 3
liked
got
it.
a lot of...
Far Cry 1, I loved Far Cry 1 at the time. Far Cry 2, I thought was okay. It was a good game. But Far Cry 3, I really think set a new kind of level.
They did a really good job with randomizing the world and like a tiger attack on a bandit camp you're going after. You don't expect that.
It was like an open world game, but I don't know. It didn't have that open world feeling to me.
Yeah. What is your guys' favorite podcast to watch, except this one, of course?
I have a lot of podcasts that I like to watch. Jay-Z 2 Cents does quite a few. The New Egg one's great. Of course, Linus, who is also great as well.
For me, I don't really watch many podcasts. I do listen to a couple, but most of mine tend to be centered around a card game called Android Netrunner. So I tend to listen to a number of podcasts centered around that, generally to and from work.
The Giant Bombcast is great. I listen to that one a lot too.
All right. Okay, we're gonna see
PC
if
perspective, of course.
The video's working again, so we're gonna switch to that one more time. Let's see if we can refresh that. All right, looks like this might be working. All right, let's try that video again.
All right, let's try it.
All right, this is the rebuild of the Jay-Z 2 Cents rig in Minecraft.
Yep. So let's check that out.
Get that mouse out of the way.
So how did you build that on the? I'm not that familiar with
it. It takes a lot. Basically, every single one of those blocks is placed individually. I mean, there are ways to get around that with like MC Edit and whatnot, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and think he did this on his own, which even in creative mode, that's a lot of blocks. That right there is probably a couple 100,000 blocks.
How long do you think that would take
if that was me doing it in creative, that right there would probably take me a good, probably like 8 to 10 hours.
Wow.
And I'm not the fastest builder, but you'd be building it, and then you'd also be tweaking it and fixing it where it doesn't look right, because you are working with blocks, so it's essentially doing pixel art in 3D. That would have taken me a very, very long time to replicate. This next one is a BF3 clip, and
this one's pretty awesome.
It's impressive. This is one of those where you can tell at the very end this guy had been trying to do this for a while. He's flying around, and
I can speak Chinese.
Impressive. Trial error at its best. Let's roll around and see that helicopter in the distance. Nope. Back. I did it! I really wish I could ask the guy how many times it took him to do that, especially with his proclamation at the end. I did it!
Yeah, that one looks like a really tough one.
Yeah.
I'm sure that took more than one attempt, but it's really awesome.
Probably the one that made me laugh the most is this next one. And this is in Battlefield Hardline. If you don't know what that is, that's currently, I believe, in beta.
I think the beta ended.
Did it?
Yeah.
It's
was in beta
essentially
for a while.
Battlefield with cops versus robbers.
Yep.
Start the video. This is a viewpoint of a robber. He's got a bunch of cash that he stole. He's trying to make his way out. Just watch and see what happens. It's very unexpected. So he's making his way out. He's checking around, not seeing anything. He's got his grappling hook. He's see if he can get away out. So first things first, he's trying to attack the grapple.
Grapple secure!
That's unfortunate. Not even the driver saw that coming. It just kind of happened.
Perfect timing.
Just unlucky at its best. Those are the kind of kills you can't even be mad. Like you just, man.
That one was from Rick4492.
Yeah, those were probably the 3 top ones. Those are the ones that we liked the most. We just want to kind of go over that a little bit.
So I guess that's another game that we're looking forward to seeing is
Battlefield
Hardline. It did get pushed back. The Frostbite engine. I completely forgot about the Frostbite engine.
The new Frostbite engine.
Frostbite engine. Speaking of Frostbite engine, I tried out Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare was free like for a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's still going on or not, but
I don't think so.
That uses the Frostbite engine, and
it's a surprising
really
game
looks,
that uses Frostbite.
And it's actually really fun. Like I was quite surprised.
Frostbite's destruction has gotten the difference between Battlefield 3 destruction and Battlefield 4 destruction is just miles apart. Like I thought Battlefield 3 destruction was pretty good, but it was fairly limited. Battlefield 4's destruction is much more elaborate.
And the Frostbite engine is a really flexible engine. Like it was used on like one of the Need for Speed games.
Really?
Like, I forgot which one.
Surprising.
I forgot which one of the Need for Speed games. Actually, I think most of the recent Need for Speed games use Frostbite engine and Plants vs Zombies, so it's quite a versatile engine.
That's strange. Yeah, when you tell me Plants vs Zombies, the last game I would think about, or the last engine I would think about, would be CryEngine or Frostbite. Sorry.
Yeah, a lot of the EA games use it.
Very, very strange to me. Okay, well we're gonna be wrapping this up here in a couple minutes. If you have any more questions, just pop them out there. We'll see if we can get them before the end of it. But for me, as far as PAX was concerned, I'm really looking forward to Evolve, which I'm always looking forward to Evolve.
Yeah, that got pushed back too.
Which saddened me greatly. I was so looking forward to it in October.
The original release was October, right?
Yep, October, I believe, 14th.
So it looks like the only things coming out this year, Far Cry 4 is still scheduled for this year.
Super Smash, still scheduled for this year.
Yeah.
Not that that's a PC game, but... Yeah, Evolve's pretty much my big one, especially now that it's been pushed back further. I'm definitely going to get in as much time as I can at the booth there at PAX. Other than that, there's a lot of games coming out that are kind of under the radar for me. I know Order, I think it was 1866?
Yeah, I think so.
I know absolutely nothing about it, but there's a lot of hype behind it. So there's a lot of games like that for me. There's Evil Within, there's... I doubt it's going to be at PAX, but there's the whole Silent Hill demo that they gave.
That was on... It was
on console only, I believe.
PT something?
Yes, it was called PT.
It was on PS4, I think, right?
It was on PS4. Yeah, it was actually only on PS4, if I recall. And it had people confused.
People saying it was really scary or something.
There was talks of it being incredibly creepy. The people who did finish it didn't know how they finished it. Like, it was done in a live stream. after about an hour, they cleared it. And even the person who cleared it was kind of like, I got to the ending, but I don't actually know what I did or how I did it. And there's mass amounts of speculation and theory crafting behind it. Just everyone's trying to figure out what's going on. Even the creator, he came out and he said, when they finally came around, they said that we didn't expect you guys to beat it this quickly. We expected it was going to take at least a week or a month or something like that for you guys to beat it, because the last puzzle in it is incredibly tricky. So that means a lot of people are just solving it by complete accident. And hey, people are stoked. And they said that the demo isn't necessarily indicative of what the game is going to be like. This was just kind of a teaser to kind of mess with people and kind of put the word out.
It was really strange the way they did it, because it was basically announced and then there was a demo like the same day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
you like almost never see that.
It was. I watched a couple of videos of people playing it, and it was pretty creepy.
I guess the other game that looking forward to seeing is what happens with Unreal Tournament. They had like some pre-alpha stuff that you could go around and download it and just play around with it, because it's basically like all crowd designed essentially. So I didn't get a chance to try it, but I did see some video of it, and it looks like classic Unreal Tournament. Obviously, it's very, very early, so there's like missing textures and stuff.
Oh, of course.
That's totally expected.
I don't expect much of this in pre-alpha until it gets to a near beta area. It's probably not going to play much of it. I don't want to burn myself out on it before it's good.
So Axum for the Win had a couple questions. He asked if the 780, he's running two 780 Ti SC ACX in a Cooler Master half case with air cooling, and he says he sees 72 Celsius to 80 degrees Celsius, and he asked if that's hot. That is not hot at all. That's about average. So the
latest cards from NVIDIA have something called a temperature target. So it essentially tries to, whatever the temperature target is set to, you can tweak it with various different softwares. Whatever the temperature target is set to, the card will try to maintain that temperature. So you can increase that temperature target, and the card may overclock a little bit higher, or you can decrease that temperature target if you want it to be lower. By decreasing the temperature target, your card may throttle the clocks and the voltage a little bit, but it'll run cooler.
I believe the 780 series, their maximum target is 97C. That's the threshold that NVIDIA is set for. If the card goes above this, there's a problem. So 80 and 80
is perfectly fine.
Well within range.
But he also did ask a follow-up. I think I can't find it now. I think he asked if water cooling will reduce it, and water cooling will reduce
Always reduce it
significantly. I would say you'd see on water cooling
40, maybe 50.
a good water cooling 40 to 50 degrees Celsius.
And that's under full
load.
Yeah. Water cooling
So
dramatically reduces temperature.
I mean, if you're running your cards at stock frequency and not really overclocking, I mean, it's not going to really get you much. It'll run cooler, but and be quieter possibly. But you really need to. Oh, whoops! I was beating the desk.
Yes, you were.
Let's see. And he also asked, would I gain much from switching my CPU to liquid cooling if it's not overclocked?
Not particularly.
I mean, it'll run a lot cooler.
But you're not going to get better performance out of it unless you overclock.
Yeah, and it'll run cooler, and it will possibly be quieter.
That's true.
But
sound is a benefit of water
cooling. But I mean, the main benefit for water cooling is to overclock.
You can also make your computer sound like a fish tank, which is my favorite part of water.
You can,
yeah. That's what mine sounds like.
Oh, you didn't bleed it well enough.
No, I actually drained some of the water out because I wanted it to sound like a fish tank.
Really?
Yes.
Is that good though?
It doesn't really. It's in the reservoir, so it doesn't really make much of a difference.
Yeah. Why do you want it to sound like a fish tank?
Because it's relaxing. Like I can sit there and game in
never
my
heard
nice,
of something.
serene dentist
Never heard of
office,
such a thing.
You know.
All right.
I enjoy it.
That's good. Learn something new every day about you.
You know, I'm just a box of mysteries, Jacob.
What else we got?
I think we're actually going to wrap this up now. Until we're not going to do a podcast next week. We're going to do a podcast the week after. But like we asked in the very beginning, we're considering moving the podcast to Thursdays. Please give us your feedback on that, whether it be in the chat or an email to podcast@evga.com. Because that's something we're thinking about. Give us your feedback, and we'll work from there. So until 2 weeks from now, have a good one. Hope you enjoyed the podcast.
See ya.
Bye.